How you doing, guys? Welcome back to another episode on Wrestling Restoration. Behind us is a 1987 Caterpillar 428. She's fitted with a 4-cylinder 236 Perkins. And that said, that's about all we know at the minute.
The serial number is 6TC01035. So I'm assuming, rightly or wrongly, the cat experts among us will tell me. I'm thinking that it's the 35th one that was built off the production line. It's a 428, not a Series 2. It's just a plain cat 428.
The first then, yeah? The first series.
Yeah, I drove one of these way back in 1990. As you know, we like a challenge. And boy, we've got a challenge here and another one. The idea was that this Cat 428 would lift the parts off the dyno to get the dyno resto underway. The difference being the dyno's running, this one isn't. We knew that already, that it was a non-runner.
Yeah, so it was sold as a non-runner, and true to form, this has been bought purely off web pictures. We haven't seen it in person, and as always, it's a lot worse than it looked online. We'll dive in now and give you guys a closer look, but this thing looks like it's been at the bottom of the ocean with the Titanic. It's she's pretty rough, put it that way. So straight away you can see like the doors completely rusted out. So is the battery box and the footstep. The back end here has also gone, look. That is all paper thin there, so that's going to need attention. She's missing a back screen, or portion of the back screen. I don't even know what's going on here. Like, how does this even, I don't even understand how this even happens. Look at the state of this. The only thing I can think of, this is used on a farm and it's been used for knocking in fence posts or something.
Or they were trying to make a riddle bucket.
Yeah, also cheap homemade riddle. But same on this side, look. Door's completely gone here. And front end wise, mind, she's not too bad. She's done her first muck shift already.
Done a bit
That
of
was
grading.
from where we had to push it here into place. 4-in-1 needs a bit of work. She's been welded here, look, previously.
Pins are dropping out.
Yeah, pins are dropping out, so bit of line boring to do on the bucket. She can do a new
Teeth, I think that's
adapters for the teeth. So my immediate concern when I saw this was the fact it didn't have an exhaust stack on it, and now it's turned up. It's quite apparent as to why. That is what's left of the muffler box. It is completely gone. Now I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, mind. Hopefully that water hasn't made its way into the engine. But what it has done is meant that this side, the left hand side of the engine, has taken the brunt of the weather. Now we have no idea how long this thing's been parked up for, but I will be amazed if this engine isn't lock solid. But I think that's what we'll have to start with.
Yeah,
We'll jump in. Access is pretty poor, so I think we're going to go ahead and take the cowlings off,
bonnet.
take the bonnet off just to get a bit of better access, and then we'll see if we can't bar this engine over first before we look at anything else. going to be a common theme throughout, I think.
Hmm.
Right, so we've got the cowlings off. I think we're going to have to take the bonnet off, actually. We think we've got enough access to do what we need to do. But what this has done is given us a better look at the extent of this rust. So you can see the other side of the engine is not too bad. This side is in a bit of a mess.
Must have been facing
So
the
you can see the return line there between these two injectors is completely gone. It's rusted away, and there's loads of rust sat on top of this, look. And that's obviously due to this muffler box, this muffler delete that's going on here. The water's come straight in here and dropped, hitting this side of the engine. It's even rusted the fan cowling away, look. But whilst we're here, do we dare pull the dipstick?
Ooh, I'm nervous. Whoa.
Oh, that's not too bad. I really was expecting that to be up here somewhere where she was full of water, because it does look like that water has potentially made it into this engine, but I would expect to see this well above the full mark.
And they haven't topped it up with clean oil.
Yeah, it's all dirty, innit? It's not as if she's been drained and
Made her
topped
look
up. So
better.
maybe then, just maybe,
Fingers crossed.
she'll turn over. Let's have a look. You're probably wondering how we've ended up with all our lot being off. Well, things are not looking too clever at the minute for this old girl. We tried barring it over, or we had a big wrench on the front shaft. It would not budge. Nothing out of it at all. There's a little bit of flex, but that was purely out of the rubber mountings. The engine itself, crankshaft, didn't budge in the slightest. So we thought we'd dive in a little bit deeper. We put a Borescope in through the exhaust, and lo and behold, it's seen a lot of water. There's a lot of corrosion, a lot of rust around those exhaust valves. The intake doesn't look too bad, but as we first suspected, we think all this water has entered through the exhaust. As you can see by the state of this exhaust, that must have seen a fair amount of water in order to be in that condition. That said, the air filter's not looking too clever either, but it doesn't appear to be any water ingress on the intake side. But you know, if you can see on this Borescope footage now, the valve seats look quite pitted on the valves that are open. So we're just going to go ahead now. We've seen enough to call this head needs to come off. Even if we were to free this up, the likelihood of there being a lot of crud and rust in them balls is
Pretty high.
is too high for us to take any risks. We're just going to probably end up causing more damage. You're potentially looking at breaking piston rings and whatnot. So we're just going to go ahead now and take the head off, assess the state of the bores and the head itself, and then at that point then we'll make a call whether we can just clean it up. That would be the best outcome. Obviously, the risk we got at the moment with this is we don't even know if the transmission is any good. So a little bit reluctant to plough a lot of money into this engine to then find out the transmission is no good, or there's something up with the drive axles. So we'll take it. We're gonna whip it apart. We'll hopefully be able to clean everything up. If we can't, then potentially look at replacing some parts. But if it's going down the road of gonna need a full overhaul, then we need to just make a decision whether we're better off getting a replacement engine for this. Now I know we said earlier on that it didn't look like there was any oil in the water in the sump, but what we have got to bear in mind is that it could well have been full of water, and it could potentially have been drained out just to leave the oil in there. So I guess what we're saying is there is a potential risk that we could have a corroded bottom end on this as well. So I guess we'll find out in a short while. Let's whip this head off and we'll be able to reveal the true extent of what we're dealing with. Right, that should be everything removed that is attaching the head and or attached to the head. We're going to lift this off. A fan is going to come with it because it's all part of the water pump. So this whole front assembly here is going to come with it. The only thing that may cause us grief is this filter housing down here and the way this stud on the head comes through it, but we'll have a look now. Hopefully we can sneak the head up and past. Maybe a bit optimistic with this.
Yeah. Do you want a bigger hammer?
I think so. Big hammer, big pry bar.
Did I bring the big hammer over?
Yes. Get a tidy leverage on it. Yeah,
Right.
can't I? Try and I know, try and clout him by this demonstrator. Just try and shock him while I hold it. Put pressure upwards on it. Yes. Here she goes.
There's water running out there, eh?
What do we reckon then, guys? What sort of state is this going to be in under here? Leave a comment now, down below. What do you think this is going to be like inside? I'm in two minds.
It'll be mint.
You reckon it's going to be mint? I like your optimism.
Like it hasn't been running yet.
So tight they won't even turn over.
Yeah. Up onto here.
Yeah.
Just laying across flat.
Let me reposition. Not the
Most ideal.
the easiest thing. In fact, I might have it up here with me. Over here, and then you can come round and. Hang on. Got it.
Yeah. I dropped my tyre. Too far.
Woo! A bit of weight in that.
Oh yeah.
Well,
There's your problem. Huh?
yes. It's not looking too clever, is it? Oh God. Nah. Knackered.
Yeah.
Yep. That line has a short look.
Was
I
it
don't know where that comes across on camera.
rusted away?
That is. Yeah, I feel that one, but that'll be the problem. So I wonder. The question now then is, do we go ahead and rebuild this? Get some new liners and pistons? Or do we pull it and get a replacement? I think you can. I think we can source finished liners for this, so they won't need to be put through a machine shop. Decisions. But that is definitely
Game over for that.
no good. That is as rough as.
That won't hold out till it.
Oh no. No. That'll be why she's stuck. And that back cylinder, look. I ain't too clever herself, is it? Poor old girl.
This
What do you
must
think?
This must have been stood for years.
It's got over there. Well, it must do. Like, I don't think anybody can argue how long this has been stood. When you look at the state of that muffler box and the air filter, she's been outside for a while. Poor old girl.
I was hoping to drop a bit of acetone and ATF in there, and I think it's past that.
Yes.
You can work miracles, ATF, acetone, but
Right. I think what we'll do then, on the spot decision, we'll pull the sump off it,
yeah,
drain the oil, pull the sump, try and get them pistons out.
down.
Check the crank. If there's no corrosion on the bottom end,
Yeah,
which I'm doubtful about, then maybe we look at getting some liners, some pistons.
yeah.
See if we can pull them see if we can pull
Well-
the liners out and do an in-frame.
Have a look at the head as well, mind.
Oh yeah, we haven't looked at the bottom of the head yet, have we?
You have a look at the valves.
Yes, they were looking pretty bad, weren't they?
Well, I
This
don't think.
because this in isolation is not too much of an issue, but when you start adding up, It needs liners, then it needs pistons, then you work out the corrosion on the crankshaft, so you need a crank grind. Then the valves are knackered. Then you get into like valve seats. They're obviously going to be head skimming. It does start mounting up, so that's when a decision has to be made then whether
Pick up a...
it's worthwhile. I've seen these kicking about Facebook Marketplace for like anywhere between £300 and £900. Some of them are over £1,000 that they claim they've been rebuilt already, but we could potentially pick up a second-hand engine for sub £500. So I personally think the overhaul costs on this are going to far exceed that. We may be touching closer to £1,000, to be honest, in order to overhaul this engine.
By the time you look at injector pipes as well.
Yes,
'Cause they
that
all
is
need
very true.
replacing.
I've overlooked that as well. We're going to need a full suite of injector pipes. Money.
Could be in the market for a...
And it could still be dead. It might not even drive.
Well, the chances are they've gone to start it, and it hasn't started because of that.
Yeah.
So the drive, we'd have to be really unlucky for not to drive as well.
Never say never. I always wondered why. I always wonder with these things, why were they parked in the first place? You know.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
the amount of posts I see online where it's like, this old machine was I don't know, like it's engine blown up or something, and it's just been left in a field. Right.
We'd have to go away and do some sums.
Yes, but I think we pressed. Let's take a look at the head.
Yeah.
If that's not looking too bad, if we can get away with some valves, potentially valve seats, so let's have a look at that. Then we think we'll drop the sum. Try and get them pistons out.
We're gonna have to look at as well. Is this a unique engine to the Cat 428?
I think the base of it is just a basic 236 Perkins.
Yeah.
The block. Obviously, the water pump setup and that's different, but that should just be
A bolt on.
it's just a bolt-on ancillary, isn't it? So. What do you reckon? Any water?
Any oil? Oh, there is oil.
No. Not a drop of water in it, actually. Which makes me think even more that she's been drained out slightly. There she goes.
Gone, is he?
Yeah, I think so. There we go. He should wind up now. Right, that should be the difficult ones out, or the high torque ones anyway. So we've just got this ring, this run now. Down here, same on the other side, a couple across the front. I think that's it. Then we've got to work out how we're going to lower it down.
Watch now, because it's going to be off centre. If it starts to go,
Yeah, or keep your head out the way.
yeah.
Here it comes. Can you pull on it, yeah?
Yeah, got my fingers in between the gaps.
Right. Lovely job. probably going to want to tip back, if I imagine.
Right, that's totally out now.
Yeah. Yeah, next challenge then.
Is that to get this out?
Oh, oil that's it.
That's heavy.
I reckon I can hold it up.
You reckon?
You pull the jack, and we'll lower it down together.
Got it?
Yeah. Right.
Right. Onto there. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, that took some doing. It's not
Well, the bottom end is still very much
in.
coated in oil anyway, so that's
That's a good sign.
yeah.
We did need to take those off, look.
Yeah. Good job we did. So we did actually pull, believe it or not, we did actually get the manual out of it. And it didn't really shed much light, did it?
No.
It was literally
You're on
two
your own, boys.
yeah, you're on your own. 2 lines, remove the bolts. Second line, remove the oil pan. Yeah, so.
I think we could do with
Right, what I think we'll do now, the main thing I want to check, I want to pull one of these caps off.
yeah.
Ideally off the worst cylinder,
Mm-hmm.
and just check the crankshaft.
What's that for?
Because if there's no corrosion on the crankshaft and it's not scored,
Yeah.
then I think we'll get away with doing, providing we can get the liners out and the pistons out.
In the frame?
I think we'll get away with maybe doing an in-frame on this. But I am torn about taking it out because there's not much preventing us taking this out, in all honesty.
1 lump or 2 of oil, sir.
Oh, look at the state of that.
I think they've had their money's worth out of that oil, haven't they?
Let's do a change too.
I think we're going to have a look at the strainer on the oil.
Yeah, we'll take all that off. Take the strainer off, clean it all out. Right, well, rather conveniently, number 3 is the worst cylinder, and the cap is right at the bottom.
I don't know what the light is like for you.
Go ratchet it. Oh, that's right, they don't mind. They're loose anyway. Yes, apologies about the light. It's a little bit dark in there.
Let me see if I can shed some light on it.
What do we reckon then, guys? Yay or nay? Oh, yes.
Nothing? No scoring?
And the shells look mint. Got a little bit of score in there.
Nothing.
What is the journal like?
Acceptable.
Yeah, it's fine.
So what are you looking for there then? Just scoring?
Any scoring, yeah. And obviously corrosion, because we know it's had water there.
Yeah.
If these journals were corroded, either scored or corroded, then it would have meant we'd have had a crunk grind, wouldn't it? It definitely would have been an engine out jobby. Well, I'm pleased with that. So it looks like then our biggest challenge with this is going to be getting the pistons out to begin with, and then we're gonna have to make some tooling up to pull the liners. Probably get away with just polishing that up slightly. Well, I think we'll draw a line under this video. It looks like this is going to become a multi-part series now, depending which way we go with it.
As if we haven't got enough on.
Yeah, it's just another job to add to the list. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to sort this out before we make a start on the old dyno there. To answer the title of this video, will it start? Unfortunately, no. Not in its current state anyway. But do stay tuned, because I'll put my neck out on the line here and say this thing will run again. One way or another, we will get this old girl running. So if you have liked the video, please do give us a like. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. It doesn't cost you guys a penny.
Yeah.
But it does make a world of difference as to what content we can bring you going forward.
Yeah.
Nothing to add?
Nothing more to add. Stay tuned. We like to get some challenges.
I mean, yes. If we were to buy stuff that was on the key, then
where would be the fun in that?
Be no fun in that, would it? It'd be very boring, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
At least with this sort of stuff, it does bring a good variety of content to the channel.
Keeps you on your toes. What have they done now? What are they up to now?
One thing I do want to add as well, I'm not sure if we've actually mentioned this on the channel. This is just a hobby for us. This is not our profession. We don't do it day in, day out. This is purely a hobby. We both work full time to pay for this stuff. So unfortunately, that does mean that the content may be a couple of weeks apart, right? I'd love to be able to do this stuff day in, day out, but at present that is just not feasible, right? It is just a hobby. We love doing it. We're going to continue to do it. We continue to bring the videos. We've got good feedback so far. So rest assured, the videos are going to keep coming. They may just be a little bit spaced apart against some of the other channels.
We are learning all the time, and it's good to get feedback from you guys. Yeah, keep it coming. Like Thomas said, it's just a hobby.
But we're saving them one at a time. Catch you guys on the next one.